Hi, my name is HaoJiema. So in this video, I will present a fine-grained build form analysis of a small block just off Oxford Street in Sydney. So this block is on Gadigal country and is bounded by Burke Street, Campbell Street, Little Burke Street, and the Church Lane. I focus on how the ground floor edge meet the public footpath and how one open edge and the street closed edges shape everyday life on this block. My method is simple. I used one late afternoon site visit together with desktop mapping. On site, I walked along each edge and recorded where the doors are, how transparent the ground floor is, and where long blank walls appear. I also noted any setbacks, driveways, and the special corner features such as the corner entrance or warp around glass. From these observations, I classify each edge as open, semi-open, and closed. Burke Street is the main and the most open edge of the block. Along about 103 meters, there are 15 doors, and 12 of them are accessible entrances. So most of the ground floor used here are retails and the service. The shop fronts had large windows and clear glass, so people on the footpath can easily see the activity inside. In some places, the building set back by about 1 to 2.5 meters and creates shadow for counts and the small area where people can pose or sit outside. Under my rules, this edge is an open frontage. On Little Burke Street, there are 8 doors facing this lane, but they are service door and they're not for the public entry. Most of the ground floor here is solid wall with only small or high windows, so the transparency is low. And the parking access, rubbish storage, and the deliveries are concentrated on this side instead of the main street. As a result, this lane is classified as a closed frontage. Church Lane is a short back street on the south side of the block. It is only around 30 meters long and has a single door that people normally cannot use to enter. Most of the ground floor here is solid wall with a very little glass, so the lane feels close and hard to read from the footpath. So when I checked my notes again, I saw the no single blank section is longer than 5 meters, even though the edge still looks like one continuous wall. When I walk along Campbell Street, I do not see any doors facing the footpath. Most of the ground floor is solid wall with the fenced side yards, so the street feels quite empty and closed. At K1 corner, the pharmacy has a corner door and the glass that wipes around the corner. From the Campbell Street, I can look through glass into the shop. This corner makes a small part of the Campbell Street feel semi-open, but the rest of the edge still feel closed. This is the 4 corners of the block. At K1, the corner door and the glass that turns the corner bring the energy of the Burke Street into Campbell Street and keep a clear line of sight across the corner. At K2, where Little Burke Street meets the Campbell Street, the corner is a private garden with a fence and a gate, so people cannot enter or pass through at the corner. At K3, where the Little Burke Street meets Church Lane, the corner fence and the use of vacant lot behind a fence, and there's no corner door and no transparent shop front. At K4, where the Burke Street meets the Church Lane, there's also no corner enter, no glass that turns the corner, and very few openings. So the K2, K3, and the K4 break the connection and keep the open edge on Burke Street separate from the side street. When I think back to my side observation, the pattern of the public life is very clear. In the late afternoon, Burke Street carries the most people. People walk along the shop fronts. go in and out of the shops, and pause for short moments outside the pharmacy or other services. There are almost no place to sit or gather because there are no benches and the setbacks are quite narrow. The Little Burke Street and the Church Lane feel very different. I saw almost no pedestrian there, and this lane mainly serve car, bins, and the service access. Campbell Street has some passing traffic and a few people walk through, but there's no strong reason to stop or stay. So everyday public life is concentrated on one facade along the open ridge edge, and the rest of the block works as a service ring. This small block shows how one open edge and the three closed service edges are assembled behind Oxford Street on Gadigal country. So from this fine-grained reading, it's possible to suggest three simple rules for the ground floor interface. So the first one, on the active edges like the Burke Street, this should be at least one accessible door every 10 meters to keep a fine entrance rhythm. The second one, no blank wall that faces the public footpath should be longer than 5 meters, even on service street like the Little Burke Street and the Church Lane. So the last one, at the key corners, there should be a corner store and the glass that turns the corner so that the openings from the main street can extend into side streets. So this route fit within the current planning controls and can support movement, a sense of safety, and the everyday public life along this part of Oxford Street.